at a luncheon with the head of the Federal Reserve, Chairman Powell, Fed Chair Jerome Powell, and they stood up and called him out, and ultimately he was forced to evacuate the room. And, this is this luncheon with all these incredibly rich people sitting around eating their pie and going, isn't climate change funny?
Off fossil finance trade! Off fossil finance! Off fossil finance trade!
We are here today to ask Chair Powell, you begin doing your job and start ending fossil fuel finance.
And for those listening to the audio, the podcast, they stood up and they're chanting and they're peaceful. They're not attacking anyone. They're not armed. These are unarmed, peaceful protesters, and yet they get attacked. And I know you've seen that many times, but the video is showing some of them being dragged out by their hands and feet. It's tough to see, but what they just showed in the video was someone in the audience, some random audience member, throws a glass of water into a young woman's face as she stands there. She wasn't doing anything except calling for fossil fuel finance to be ended, calling for the Fed to stop financing fossil fuels. Right there is where he throws a glass of water into her face.
Chair Powell, why won't you say the words climate change?
Do you think you're protecting the economy, you're protecting Wall Street interests, and you're killing the rest of us? You work for the government, not for Wall Street.
Every day that you don't regulate fossil finance, it kills people. You're going to run away like a coward, like you do from this issue every day. Do your job or quit.
Off fossil finance.
So, part of what they're pointing out there is that she said you work for the government, not Wall Street. Now, some of you go, isn't the same thing? But ostensibly, like hypothetically, even though this isn't how it ends up working, hypothetically, Wall Street is not supposed to own the government, right? The government is supposed to be, this democratically elected body that represents the people of the United States. It is not that at all. It has been 100% captured by Wall Street, so much so that when there is a crisis, such as the 2008 collapse, such as the pandemic economic if not collapse, economic tailspin. When those things happen, what is the government's response? Well, it's to send trillions, literally trillions of dollars to Wall Street. During the pandemic, they sent $4.5 trillion to Wall Street. They increased the U.S. monetary supply by 20%. Just printing fistfuls of money and throwing it at Wall Street because Wall Street owns our government. So what these protesters are calling for is to actually live by that ostensible rule, the ostensible setup of the U.S. government, which is that the government is supposed to keep Wall Street in check. Wall Street is supposed to be this separate thing that the government says, you guys better behave yourself. But it doesn't work like that at all because the U.S. government is Wall Street now. In fact, they're not even Wall Street. They're pawns of Wall Street. They are the little puppets of Wall Street. So what the chairman of the Fed does is he doesn't care about climate crisis. He is going to push whatever monetary decisions they make towards U.S. empire and continue extraction of the world and continually enriching the already rich. That's his job. That's what he does. That's what he does day in and day out. That's what he spends all his time on. At no point does he think, but how would I best help the American people? But how would I best make sure that we still have a planet in 100 years that is habitable? At no point does he do that. He has gotten to that position. He has risen to that position by being a sociopath and going in for all the decisions that promote Wall Street. That's why he's there. That's how he got that job. But Climate Defiance always doing an amazing job of making these goons, showing them for what they are, showing how horrific they are, and standing up in their face. And they never have to confront reality. So the fact that reality shows up at their luncheons is wonderful. That's how it should be. That's absolutely how it should be. And if you guys want to support Climate Defiance, I believe it's climatedefiance.org or something like that. So check them out.